The college football experience, week 5 weekday games, preview and picks and other college football news episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog's hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Jim Mora, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience weekday preview and picks episode for week 5. And other college football news as Muddy Waters, I think, just to get a small Hal, very small Hal here. Wow. YouTube.com/the college experience. Get on over there, hit that like and subscribe button. We had a busy day with college football news. Also, excited to watch these games this week. I think pretty good week slate, despite, well, could be better could be better. We're waiting on Cody Campbell and company to fix the broadcasting act because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, if you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, well, that's fair. My name is Colby Swigga, Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
Oh boy, I can't wait for do these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. We need a new conference to come up.
Yes,
we need that UAC/WAC conference in the FCS to jump to the FBS and play on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I got kicked out of jail. Like, someone finally bailed me out. I'm at the beach, man. That's why I look a little bit like I got these bags under my eyes. Jeff Van Gundy been drinking, sunstruck. Us Irish people weren't meant to go to the to be out in the sun. It's terrible. It's terrible with this goddamn pale complexion. All right. No one wants to hear my problems. All right. Got to wear a goddamn turtleneck and long sleeves to go to the ATM. All right. Just terrible. I am joined by my co-host. I think he's slightly Irish, but I feel like maybe I don't know if he gets burned like I do. I get burned like a motherfucker. But anyway, I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the College Basketball Experience. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre, aka Money Lord Mac. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Yes, Irish, Scottish, McIntyre. I'm your leprechaun. Let's go, baby. Let's talk some football.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Man, we got a lot of news. I'm just gonna jump right into the slides. We did a show last night, the Database Top 25. It's out there, and we for one of the trivia questions when you went to the land down under was which coach would be fired first, and we were confident that they would get the Oklahoma State Cowboys would give Mike Gundy all year because, hey, the guy played for him. He could have took other jobs, Tennessee, Florida, all these other jobs came calling. He said, no, I'm a fucking Cowboy through and through. And in similar vein, just like Pat Fitzgerald got, that's the problem, man. We blame the coaches for their lack of loyalty when it's the system's lack of loyalty. Mike Gundy was fired today. Yesterday, he gave a press conference about Baylor. So I don't know what that tells you about Oklahoma State being a complete mess because they played Friday night against Tulsa. So you would think if you're going to fire, you probably would have done it Saturday or Sunday.
Seriously.
Yeah. He's gone just like that, man. Just like that. And, I mean, the guy had been at Oklahoma State as a head coach since 2005. He was also with the program from 86 to 95. So, he would played for them as starting quarterback. If you go back and watch the Sun Bowl, 87 or 88 or some shit, he's their starting quarterback. And then he was on the staff from 90 to 95, before jumping over to Baylor for 1 year and then going to the Maryland Terrapins for 4 years and then back to Stillwater. But man, I tweeted this out from our account at TCE on SGPN. It is a harsh world when you are 16 games removed from a Big 12 championship appearance in the championship game. They lost to Texas, but that's tough, man. That's tough. The 16, you just gave him 16 years, and his starting quarterback's out. Hollis Henne.
Yep.
I disagree with the firing right now, and I don't even understand what they're trying to accomplish. The thing that I think they're doing is they probably they had him restructure in the offseason. I think they're afraid that he might actually win the Big 12. I think they want to fire him before the Big 12 season starts. They said, this motherfucker's done this before. Remember when South Alabama won by 30 points in Stillwater? If we let this guy coach the rest of the year, he'll figure out a way to win the Big 12. Something like that, man. But obviously I know you're a big Gundy fan. I'm a Gundy fan too, man. I love it. That's why it's so tough to see like this in Fitzgerald, where they literally would give everything to their program. Fitzgerald turned down Notre Dame and the Chicago Bears. And to be dealt that hand, that was even worse in my opinion. Northwestern's was even worse. This one, like, okay, you restructured. You kind of got the feeling that they wanted to change, someone different. But I still don't understand it. Why not fire him last year then?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way they thought they were going to beat Oregon. So to me, this is all about a Tulsa loss, and Tulsa has played them tough, extremely tough in Stillwater for like 5 of the last 6 outings. So what did we really learn here?
This is a joke. This is let's call it like it is. Oklahoma State looks like a fucking clown show. The fact that they're going to fire their all-time winningest coach 3 games into the year, guy that played there. This is a joke. I mean, what are we doing here? You're right. They're afraid Gundy may have gone on a magical run again. 2 years ago, they lost by 30 to South Alabama. Everybody said he sucks. He's done. Then he gets to the Big 12 title game. That's not how you treat your own man. It's just some bullshit. And on top of it, he doesn't even have his starting quarterback. His starting quarterback had 2 drives. They scored against UT Martin, got hurt. They got drilled by Oregon. And then they lose a shitty game to Tulsa with the backup quarterback. He was supposed to get the starter back. Hoss Henne coming up here, in a couple weeks. Let the guy finish out the damn season and mutually part ways at the end. That's how you're supposed to do things and treat your own. Bullshit, Oklahoma State. I hope you lose every fucking game the rest of the year.
Well, here's my problem with this, and the chat's going crazy. And not only in the chat, I feel like I had some downtime today at the beach. I listened to some of I mean, I'm supposed to say colleagues. Some people that talk into a fucking microphone.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably cool people, but I don't fucking know them, right? I feel like everyone's kicking the guy like, oh, you can't lose to Tulsa like that. What do you mean?
What?
You lost to Central Michigan. In what year was that? Let me quickly pull that shit up. What was it? 16.
And then went 10.
So. No. Went 10. Yeah, went 10-3 in 16 after losing to Central Michigan. Week 2, right? What was the South Alabama year?
23. They went 10-4. So he loses.
That's what I'm saying. Like, knowing your starting quarterback, Hoss Henne, is out. Yes. He's been out since the first game of the season in the first quarter or early in the second quarter. I just think why not then do it last year? Why not like it just doesn't. I don't see the logic. I don't see the logic in this, and I think it's cheap considering that the guy could have gone to many other places and stayed there for you. And look, he's not the only one saying this. He's got former players and coaches that have tweeted a lot of shit about this decision. If you want to do it at the end of the year, do it. Even last year, I mean, I would have got on this show and said that's ridiculous because I think he's a good football coach. And I know the thing, he was late to change. I saw, all these people he just didn't want to change.
What about in 2023 during the NIL portal? He went to the Big 12 title game. He had one bad year.
I just disagree. I mean, can it also be that Boone Pickens, their money hand, passed away as well?
Yeah, there's no money.
It's not the program that it was just based off that. But I mean, I just disagree. And shout out to Jeremy Smith. Jeremy Smith, a Oklahoma State alum. I believe he's a running back coach with the Eagles right now. I mean, he kind of went in on the on them. All
the players are
pulling the plug on them.
Yeah, it's just it's not how you treat one of your own. It'd be different if Gundy didn't play there and wasn't the all-time winningest coach. Just a reminder, last year was his first losing season in over 20 years. To keep in perspective how good Mike Gundy was at Oklahoma State. I think people forgot how good a coach this guy was. This is a clown show, and I will be rooting against Oklahoma State openly for a long, long time. Pokes down.
Yeah. I appreciate Jeremy Smith say from a guy who played in this program and knows this program, not some guy who's typing from his couch, which I didn't type from I'm in a chair, but look, I'm on your side, Jeremy. But he says like, you guys really have no idea what you just did. It's a bummer, man. You should at least give him the fucking end of the year. That's cheap. I don't understand what the point is. I don't understand. Like he's proven that before. And that's why I say they're fearful that the guy's going to win the Big 12 or make go 9-4 or something, like why else pull it? It doesn't make any sense because all your guys can hit the portal right now. You worked out a contract extension with him or not a contract, a pay cut. So you could have done this back in January when that was done. There's no way you thought you were going to beat Oregon this year with a team full of transfers. So he beat UT Martin and he got upset by Tulsa, who has been playing them fucking close for a decade with the exception of one game.
With his backup quarterback.
Yes. Ridiculous.
That's a big thing. Like Flores has only started 5 or 6 games. He's not very good. Haas Henny looked all right. And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Where does this rank among most ridiculous firings over the last couple?
The worst is Fitzgerald because it tried to make him out like some fucking pile of shit, like a Sandusky or something. They're number one to me. But this is number 2 to me. This is like, you couldn't okay, you want to go a different path, just do it with class. The dude could have left for 10 different fucking other jobs, but he loves the program. You just piles of shit. That's what happens when you get these administrative people. You know what I mean?
Did you see about this one too? Aaron in the chat, they fucking everybody found out on Twitter. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this place? They suck.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, shout out to Brett McMurphy. He tweeted out that he had talked to Cale Gundy. If you're old like me, I remember Cale Gundy playing quarterback for Oklahoma. The Gundy that's his brother, by the way. Cale Gundy said, cause Mike Gundy was asked if he wanted to do a press conference and he told him to fuck off. I don't blame him. You could do a press conference doing this. He's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. But Cale Gundy, his brother, says he will be back in coaching and he will be referring to Mike, and then he'll be part of the staff. So,
let's go.
Meaning, oh, dude, and that right there. I'm really hoping it's a Big 12 school, but in my head, I'm like, wait. Who the fuck? The only thing I could see is like what? I don't see K-State grabbing him. I could potentially see Kansas if Leipold left for Wisconsin or something, but I really don't see another school in the Big 12. Like I know he does have ties to Baylor, and I guess if Aranda was terrible, but I feel like that might not even. I don't know. I feel like he's going to have to get a job in the AAC, or I could buy into one other job. I think there's actually two other jobs within the same state. And that is the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Arkansas State Red Wolves. I know they shouldn't be thrown into the same fucking conversation, but I do expect both those jobs to open this year. Would Arkansas be happy with Mike Gundy?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the guy. Where's I just had his stats up. He's got how many wins? Over 200 career wins. He fits culturally there in Arkansas.
Well, they touch. That's nothing. 4-hour drive or something.
Yeah, Gundy's a strong personality. That's why we like him on the show. He's no bullshit. He tells you like it is. He tells you what your BAC level is and what's acceptable. And Arkansas is kind of the same way. So yeah, he'd be great at Arkansas. I think Arkansas will go for a bigger name, probably.
Yeah, they might go for Rhett Lashley. I know his ties or Jeff Traylor, but I still think so.
At SMU, if Lashley goes.
Oh,
Gundy with some money. Pony Express with Gundy.
That would be a lot of fun. I didn't even think about that one. Here, my list was like Texas State. Yeah. I had one Power 5 as in Arkansas and potentially maybe Kansas if Leipold left. I did not think about SMU. He would fucking kill it at SMU.
He's got to be in the South though. That's his personality. He's not going to fit in some of the
Midwest. I mean, does Oklahoma count as the South? To me, they're Midwest.
It's Southish. Yeah. I mean, what's Texas? South?
The South to me is like Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama. But I get your point. Texas State, though, if GJ Kinney leaves, going into the Pac-12, I could see it. The Gators should fire him. The Gators should. You would actually win a lot, but I don't think they will.
Nah, it's not sexy enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like Coastal Carolina, I could actually see happening. That's about as far east as you go. I mean, I know he has the Maryland ties, and if Loxley loses out or something, I don't think they would come calling though.
Yeah.
But what I think it's like the best power jobs he could get. Do you think Baylor would call him?
He doesn't really fit Baylor. Baylor's.
But he was the OC there back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'd be crazy not to. He's won all these Big 12 championships or gotten to the Big 12 championship so many times. I mean, why couldn't he win at a different Big 12 school where they actually have money?
Hear me out here.
They made shirts that they paid players.
Hear me out here. I don't think this is going to happen, and I'm a big fan of this coach. I've defended him for a while on this show, but I will say if Brent Brennan in Arizona somehow fumble this season and go like 4-8 or 5-7 and they can him, which I think would be ridiculous personally, but I could also see that working there.
I agree. But I think Arizona's in good hands. I think they're going to get back to a bowl. I thought of Arizona because Arizona State's not opening. Utah's not opening. BYU's not opening. There's really not many Big 12 jobs other than Cincinnati.
Or even like Power 5 jobs. I can't really see any of those schools go. I couldn't see UCLA or any of those. Like it to me, I know someone in the chat said Cincinnati. I don't even think he'd be on the radar. To me, I think Baylor, potentially Kansas, SMU for sure, and Arkansas. Yeah. Those are the four that I would even think. Now let me ask you this: if like Sumrall left Tulane or Eck left New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico. New Mexico.
That would kind of work, right?
Midwest South. That's his region.
Anyway,
I disagree with this guy Stan Biz that's saying that Gundy's washed. How can you say he's washed when he was just in the Big 12 championship
16 games ago? 16 if you include the bowl game.
He acted like the motherfucker was bad for 5 years. He had one bad year. And fucking now he's washed. Shit. We can make a whole list of all these people that are washed then.
I don't think he's washed. I think he can coach ball.
Yeah. How old is he? He's only 58, man. He's got 5-6 years left. He's just got to get the right staff around him.
North Texas. If Morris leaves,
he'd be great in North Texas.
Yeah. Or Tulsa. Tulsa. Yeah. If Trey Lamb goes like 9-3 or 10-2 or 8-4 and gets plucked away, stay in state. All right. Next up, we got more news I want to talk about, but before I do that, I want to let you know the college football experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Check out the App Store. The SGPN app is available. It's free to download, easy access to all of our free picks and props. So check that out and let it ride. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head on over to mybookie.ag. When you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Yes, Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. And since Novig is an exchange, you'll be getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig's available in 35 different states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right. I mean, it's like these fucking idiots with Iowa. They're just, you can't tell me he's washed up with one losing season.
He got Alan Bowman to a Big 12 title. Alan fucking Bowman. That guy sucks.
I mean, one losing season, and this year he's 1-2 with this backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He hasn't yet to have a starting quarterback start the entire game, play an entire game for them.
Yeah.
So like, you're 1-2. I don't know that this year was going to be a losing season, especially knowing his track record that he has dropped games to mid majors and still been fine. That's just so I disagree strongly with that assessment.
And that's the national media take.
The Kirk Ferentz one drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I think Kirk Ferentz is, I think Mike Gundy's like a top 25 coach. Kirk Ferentz even more so to me, but Gundy to Virginia Tech. I don't think so. So Virginia Tech is what Bruce Arians making the shots, right?
Yeah, they're gonna hire somebody with ties, I think.
I wonder what they're gonna do there. Yeah, that'd be great. It would fit a little bit there. What about this? He was at Maryland, right? Liberty's not far away.
I thought of Liberty because of the political landscape with Liberty and Gundy. The shoe does fit.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Claim and live up there in Lynchburg.
Yeah. Shout out to Danny Dumbshit. There you go. He would kill it. He would kill it at Rio Grande, representing the Mexicans. Let's go.
I'd be a season ticket holder if he takes the Liberty job. That'd be great.
Speaking of the state of Oklahoma, we got other big news. This one's unbelievable to me. John Mateer is out for at least a month.
Fucking Texas.
I'm hearing 4 to 6 weeks. They're saying a month. I've heard some people say 4 to 6, but I put the youtube.com/the college experience. I put the graphic of their next opponents. Luckily they do have a bye, by the way, before this. So that Ole Miss game could, if he had surgery in Los Angeles today for a broken bone in his hand, I believe.
Yeah.
They got a bye week coming up. Then luckily Kent State's on every blue blood schedule. But then after that, they have the Red River Shootout, and then they have a game in Columbia, South Carolina. Right? Isn't that in Columbia? I believe it is. Let me double check that. Yeah. Then they are home to Ole Miss. I mean, there's just no way that this is catastrophic news here. And in case he's out a little longer, by the way, the two opponents, because if it is 6 weeks, it says 4 to 6 from what I understand. But Oklahoma's kind of defended, at least on social media, it being just 4 weeks. But I've heard other people say 4 to 6. The next two opponents are at Tennessee and at Alabama.
How lucky is Texas? My God.
I mean, I'm surprised more national media has not covered this. But I saw today, shout out to the great Noah Beanick tagging me in this. I have covered this shit for since their last year in the Big 12. I believe it was in 23. Texas played 8 backup quarterbacks, or 7 or 8, because I'm getting my years a little bit. It's a little foggy, but I covered it. If I go back and listen to these shows, that was their final year in the Big 12, and I thought they destroyed the Big 12 that year in their final year, their first championship in 15 years, but they played a lot of backup quarterbacks. Well, last year they had similar shit with Michael Van Buren with Mississippi State, Michael Hawkins with Oklahoma starting the Red River Shootout because of the injury to Arnold. How about Aiden Warner when they played Florida? Aiden Warner started for Florida. How about Cutter Boley started for Kentucky, or played? I think that the quarterback got out early. Marcel Reed came in the A&M game, and remember who the starting quarterback was? Connor Wegman. And then in the SEC championship, it was Gunnar Stockton. And now the Texas Longhorns, if you look at their next two opponents, they're the Florida Gators, and DJ Lagway is currently in a walking boot, and John Mateer, who's out now for a month. You can't fucking write this, dude. You can't write this.
Into the playoff.
This is unfucking believable, man.
They're not even that good. They're not even that good, and they're going to make the playoff again because they just keep playing all these backups.
I think even with the Sooners backup, which who's going to be getting the start? Yeah,
Hawkins.
Again, gosh,
he sucks, or he sucked last year.
Maybe he's better in this offense, but if you're super conservative, I just can't see Texas moving the ball on Oklahoma's defense. But how vital do you think this news is? There's no way Venables is going to get fired now. With this news, I think it's even more like we were speculating with Fickle, with Billy Edwards being out, that he'd get another year. I even think if they lost out, they'd bring him back now because Mateer's back, assuming they pay him. But what do you think? What do you think they end up with now? Like, how healthy, if he comes back in a month? First off, do they win any of those games other than Kent State?
Nah. So what? 5-0, 5-3. Yeah. I mean, they would get back to a bowl. They would win one more. But this sucks, man. If you're a Sooner fan, you're probably thinking you could have been a playoff.
Yeah. How the hell did this news flew under the radar? It just seemed abrupt. I didn't even realize. But
yeah, Venables was safe though because they looked like a playoff team or at least a contender.
Yeah, it's just that's tough, man. That's a tough beat right there. Here's the question too: since he's only played 4 games, let's say they lose to Texas, South Carolina, and Ole Miss. Do you sit him the rest of the year?
I would.
Then you get
Arbuckle gets a job.
Say what's up?
What if Arbuckle gets a job and tries to bring material?
That's a good point. What if he goes to Oklahoma State, right? But I still think Oklahoma can probably bid with the best of them for keeping him there. It's an interesting thing to think about. If they lose, I mean, they're going to beat Kent State. They could wheel out. Barry Switzer could start at quarterback for them, and they'd beat Kent State. All right, he's fucking 85 years old. But if they lose to Texas, South Carolina, and Ole Miss, that would put them at that basically put them out of they'd have to win out to make the playoffs, and then those games are at Tennessee, at Alabama, home to Missouri and home to LSU. So it's like that's very unlikely. I would redshirt him. I think, dude. I know that's a crazy take because you're like, wait, if Arbuckle leaves, does he follow Arbuckle? But the odds of you making the playoffs then. So then it's like, what are you doing? Get some experience for Hawkins. I don't know. Jeff Sharp saying redshirt him as well. Shout out to Jeff. Yeah, I don't know. Just devastating news. And then you look at these other teams. If you're an Ole Miss fan, if you're a Texas fan, I mean, even South Carolina, but to me, Texas and Ole Miss, the big ones that benefit, because those are like teams that could be right there knocking on the playoffs. Yep. Brutal news. Absolutely brutal fucking news for Oklahoma.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: if they get one of those two, and then he can come back after that, does the committee throw them a bone a little bit because Mateer was out for those games? Like they do in the NCAA tournament, or I should say selective. It depends on who the name is.
But
Carolina.
You're also asking like you're asking for everything to bounce right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like having that many other teams with the same amount of losses, and why not just run it back and get 2 years of his eligibility? I don't think it's like before where you're saying like I'll go to the NFL. I mean, maybe a little bit with the quarterback spot, but I still think like you could offer him millions of dollars for the next 2 years. I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
If they, I'm just saying, if they get one of those, let's say they beat Ole Miss at home, they grind out that one, and then they're sitting at 2 losses headed into the Final Four, and they go 3-1.
Then you got to play them. Assuming like, I guess you'd have to see in practice how healthy he is.
Yeah. Like if he's ready to go for the Tennessee game, I think you got to play him if you find a way to go 1-2. Because
is he playing at a high level, like the material level you do earlier, or is it just
probably not? But I mean, if you go 9-3 and 2 of the losses were without Mateer, I think the committee would actually throw Oklahoma a bone.
Still, I think that's asking a lot, man. It's asking a lot, but
schedule's brutal in the back half.
Yeah. Bummer for Sooner fans there. The state of Oklahoma just got wiped today. You got no more Gundy. Mateer's out now. So Gary D saying Mateer will be back by Texas. I mean, the guy had surgery in LA today. Texas is what, in like 14 days, 16 days, something like that.
I think you're hoping Ole Miss.
It's a broken bone too, right? Like that doesn't, it'd be one thing, I think. I mean, maybe you're right. And maybe they just run it with him a lot. That wouldn't be, he's such an athlete that wouldn't be a horrible game plan.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the weekday slate. So we basically have there's no FCS weekday games, which breaks my heart. I did see some news, by the way, that the FCS might split off from the NCAA when it comes to the playoffs, which is very exciting. With in my opinion, just because they're undervalued, and I think they could benefit from that. We have a game that on Thursday night we will be going to. The Army Black Knights are headed to a rowdy at the Dowdy Ficklin Stadium to take on the East Carolina Pirates. This game kicking Thursday. It's the lone Thursday game. Once again, big mistake there.
Yeah.
But obviously both these teams are off losses. If you didn't catch my ECU rant, yeah, they suck. And I like this is it's a kind of a critical game because Army's already lost one within the conference. ECU has not. So like ECU hasn't if you're a Pirate fan, you're thinking, hey, if we can get past Army, who knows? The offense moves the ball. We play bitch football, and we could potentially still bitch football can win you a certain amount of games. I'm curious to see what Army does at the quarterback spot. If you watch the North Texas game, they switched. So they came. So in game one when they lost to Tarleton, they were starting Dwayne Coleman, right? And then they switched to Cale Helms for the Kansas State game. And then he started this past week. And then in the middle of the game when they're getting their ass getting their ass cooked, they brought in Dwayne Coleman. What do you make of this game? One of the things I'll say is this line's gone up, by the way. I mean,
yeah. I mean, the situational spot, I think, favors ECU. They just lost a home game, second home game in 5 days. Shouldn't drop 2 in 5 days. And they played. I know BYU beat them by 3 touchdowns. That wasn't a 3-touchdown game. ECU self-destructed in that game with those fucking turnovers. So compared to Army, who just played a hard ass overtime game, and now you got a quick trip, you got to hit the road.
Yeah, I'm on. I'm on Army.
But I was going to say the equalizer. Can ECU get ready for the triple option in short rest after playing a Power 5 emotional game?
Okay, ever since Skip Holtz left, our team identity's been kind of pussy. Like, I liked Ruffin McNeil a lot. I don't think he should have been fired. He's personally my favorite of the ECU coaches since Skip Holtz. But we went with Lincoln Riley was our OC, and we played bitch ball. And we were very good though. But we played bitch ball. And after that, we had Scotty Montgomery. He was the worst thing that ever happened to football, probably, as a head coach. Then we had Mike Houston, and then Coach Harrell. And I know Harrell has yet to go up against an option team.
Yeah.
But since we transitioned to playing bitch ball, we are 2-10 against option teams. I'll take Army money line lock.
Yeah, I was making the case for ECU because I thought you might be on ECU, but no. If you're giving me Monken versus Harrell, short week, both teams need the game, I'm gonna take Monken. So yeah, I'll double lock. Give me Army in the 5
lock.
Yeah,
I understand. Like lock. Army all day. Give me the 5.5. This bitch ass ECU team. Yeah, the line's ridiculous. It's gone up. Why the hell's it gone up? No,
probably just because it's a short week for Army and they got to hit the road, and usually that's supposed to favor the home team. But the triple option's the greatest equalizer, in my opinion.
Well, and once again, like especially when you're playing bitch ball, like I kind of hit on this on Saturday. I hate watching ECU play. As someone that loves football, and I'm going to the game, I hate watching ECU play football right now. Like
being the Neil Brown era.
They're just such a gimmick. They're such a fucking gimmick. I can't stand it. I'm going to be rooting for them to win the game, of course, but it's hard to root for. Like we've basically become not this year's North Texas, but North Texas over the years or something like that, where it's like, we keep going into this, like this rabbit hole. Like, dude, in the Scotty Montgomery area, we had like 180-pound defensive ends. It was just like, God. Look, our defense is better than that, but I have no confidence for them to be able to like I said, they played last year. Army won 45-28. Now that was Mike Houston's final game. That's a game that got him fired.
Yeah.
They whooped our ass.
It's trying to simulate the triple option on 4 days prep after you were all in on that BYU game is a fucking tough task.
Yeah. Army all day. Army all day. You guys didn't think you would be saying that. I'm wearing purple, but it ain't an ECU shirt.
Well, you love Army too, though.
I do love it. Well, look, I would just respect the offense. To me, like, I don't understand why. I've talked about this honestly, was there 136 teams? Probably be 137 next year if the lawsuit with Sac State goes through. I would say probably 80 should be running. Yeah. Should definitely be running the option, and I think you can make a case for more than that. Black Ace is locking ECU. Hey, I hope you're right. You know, I hope you're right. Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me to build the case on how ECU can win the game, well, it's weird because I was going to say kind of compare it to Tarleton State, but Tarleton State I think plays a more physical brand of football this season than East Carolina. But I will say Tarleton State having a super accurate quarterback and having some skill position speed, I think did play a big role into that. Even though they did not, if you go back and look at that Tarleton State game, I watched that game. I think I watched it twice. Corvallis, their star quarterback, who's a beast, only threw for I think it was like $160 or something like that. So I would assume, to me, blindly, the Tarletons that we knew over the years, they were kind of more like this ECU's team, but they're kind of a power rushing attack this year. So I don't know. And ECU's run game or lack of commitment to the run game is concerning. But I would say Houser has to play. The ECU does have an athlete advantage on the outside, so maybe you do that. But yeah, I can't get behind them against it. Like I said, 2-10 against Army and Navy since Skip Holtz has left the ECU program. Block. What do you think about the total, by the way, since we only have a few games? What is that total sitting at currently? 53.5. I tend to think I would go under just because of the
Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Yeah, under.
Spencer, I sound depressed. I am fucking depressed when it comes to ECU football. No sounding. I am. I don't understand it. This is a school that to me should be, you don't need to be that gimmicky in a conference when you spend, some of the most money within the conference. Now, of course, that was a loss to BYU and NC State. Those are power schools. But still, to me, we should beat NC State every time we play NC State. BYU, okay, whatever. They have a lot of money. But it's still just, even the Coastal game bothered me. I thought we should have won 55-0. I just don't. We're unnecessarily gimmick-y, where it's why? Anyway, yeah. I lean under here. How about you?
Yeah, under. I think we get a 27-24 type game, 24-21.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Monken will limit possessions. They're going 10-minute drives, like they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So C Mills saying, can't the gimmick offense work against a terrible Army defense? But here's the, is it that terrible though?
I don't think it's that terrible.
Yeah,
how many points did K-State score against them?
What? 20, 21, I think it was.
Yeah.
24-21.
It's a Big 12 team on the road.
Tarleton State in overtime had 30, but that took overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I know North Texas ended up with 45 in overtime, but they gave up 21 off the bat off turnovers. So they actually kind of settled into the game on Saturday after they got punched in the mouth by North Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the guy I want Skip Holtz back, man. I think he's said he would be interested in potentially coming back to college. But I also think Blake Harrell, to be fair, you're in year 1.5. Since you signed the contract and gave him this, you might as well see. But I would kind of pressure him because he's a defensive coach. I don't think the problems have been defensively. The problems have been super, super gimmicky on offense. So yeah. It's Eric. I do remember that. And I do remember getting hosed on a fumble in that game. Completely hosed. Kentucky fumbled. We recovered the ball. And they said it wasn't conclusive, if memory serves me correct, or if they didn't have replay then. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, I'm still mad about that. I felt like we were going to win the game. So that's part of my anger, man. Next up on Thursday, you got options, folks. And if you want to be part of the fun that is college football,
Who's this?
I mean, there's options for you besides the garbage ass no fun league, right? Now the problem is you will be watching a team that is winless. They are winless. In basketball, they had Gary Payton as a head coach for a little bit before he realized he was not getting paid. But the Oaklanders of Lincoln are heading to Davenport. Well, heading to Michigan. How do I pronounce that, Beanick? Caldonia, Michigan, to take on Davenport. Why this is unbelievable is, well, Lincoln, California's coming off a game where they lost 90-0. I shit you not. But Rob Brazil at the quarterback, he did throw for $158. And don't sleep on Jalen McCray, who ran for 11 yards. And Trey Dimmings at the wide receiver spot had 50. And look, he could play for them. He had 46 the game before when they lost to Pine Bluff. This shows how bad Pine Bluff is, by the way, Mac. So okay, Lincoln, California is not even D2, right? They played Lincoln, Missouri week 1 and lost 55-6. They then played Texas A&M Kingsville and lost 60-12. They played Pine Bluff and it was 34-8, but just 13-8 at halftime. Pine Bluff ran it up, cooking the books in the fourth quarter.
It's not good when Pine Bluff's cooking the books on you.
That's what I'm saying. These filthy animals. Davenport is a school that I think we should all load up on. There's no line, but if you find me on cut, I will lay the 35.5 that my brain is computing right now. Chances you tune into this game, Mac?
Oh, well, we'll be at the game, but we'll be monitoring.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I did just reach out to the bet detective for his pick. So
thank you.
There's nothing better than flooding the bet detective's Twitter with who you got on these random games.
Yeah, Rob, I was confused. Is this a neutral site? Because my first thought was, is it Davenport and Iowa? Someone's got to do a deep dive on this. I could have swore we covered Davenport in like the D3 playoffs or D2 playoffs a couple years ago. Chance of rain or lightning delay? No, not in Caldonia, Michigan. No way. They don't fall for that bullshit. In Greenville, yeah, it's. I'm sure the AAC will phone something in. All right, Friday. So I think we're both locking up Davenport, right?
If you give me 35.5, I may take Lincoln.
Shout out to the Oaklanders, man. They're my favorite team in college football because they have no home stadium. They just hit the road every week, and that's been their thing for like 5 years. I don't know that the blueprint's working though. I think their blueprint was if we play enough road games, we'll have enough money for a home stadium. I don't know that Oakland is coming around, even despite the loss of the A's. I don't know that they're sitting there saying, "Hey, you know what? These Oaklanders only lost by 90 in Pocatello last week, honey. Maybe we should get out to a game." You ever? Hey, honey. I know. Look, I know you want to go to Napa and drink this weekend, but look, have you ever been to Caldonia? Caldonia is supposedly fucking beautiful. Look, Friday we got games. Saudi Arabia State is heading to Scott Stadium to take on Virginia. And, well, Virginia's wearing the throwbacks, man. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Virginia is wearing the 95 throwback uniforms when they had, George Welsh era. That was a fun team. I mean, that whole era of the 90s. I think I told this on another episode a couple weeks back or in the off season or something. I first got into college football. Virginia, the year I think I went like all in on or one of the first years maybe that I was really flipping into it. Virginia was number 1 in the nation. So in my mind, I was like, man, this fucking Virginia team, they had Sean Moore and Herman Moore and shit. And they had a beast tight end named Tyrone Davis. And I was sold that I was like, dude, I had no idea that they're just, but I didn't know the history of the game as much then. So I was just convinced. I was like, they're a fucking blue blood. Well, they were nasty in the 90s. They had a bunch of guys like in this was one of the best games. If you haven't seen this game in 1995, if you love football, it's only for the people that love football. If you don't like football, because you get these people that I would never watch an old game. You don't like football then. To me, the summer you throw this shit on. The summer what are you watching the goddamn Guardians? Saudi Arabia State is heading into Scott Stadium. This particular game is one of the best games of college football I've ever seen in 95. But this one is very intriguing because you have Tommy Castellanos, who balled out against Alabama, but they have played nobody since then.
Yeah.
Kent State, Commerce, and a bye. Currently Saudi Arabia laying 6.5. I'm seeing that at -130, by the way. So probably 7 at other books.
Yeah. It's
59.5 is the total. The problem here to me, I mean, I'm going to take Virginia. I already bet it actually, but I am a little worried about their defense. Virginia's defense has been ass this year, but I buy into this offense moving the fucking ball and having the more experienced quarterback and the healthier quarterback. Although I should note that Chandler Morris has had a track record of getting injured. But yeah, sign me up. Virginia is scoring a lot of points so far. Now, is this the best defense they've faced? Probably. This or NC State. I tend to think Saudi Arabia's got a better defense than NC State, but not by much. What are you doing in this game?
I'm taking the Wahoos. Is Virginia more battle tested? They played the way harder schedule between the two. Florida State,
they
played all right. Florida State A hasn't played a road game. B played 2 absolute duds. I know they beat Alabama in a Super Bowl spot when they had the whole offseason to prepare, but they haven't played anybody. And that game was over. That game was almost a month ago. So they've kind of just been going through the motions here compared to Virginia, who just came off a league win, beat Stanford like it was a bye game after they were coming off a big win. They looked good at NC State. They should have won that game. They blew it out on the road at the end. I think Virginia's able to move the ball. I trust Morris over Castellanos at home. So yeah, give me the dog here at home. Lock.
I'm with you. I already bet this. I got 7.5, but I mean, at 7, I'd still make the same bet. I did sprinkle the money line too, and Miami's on deck too. Let's not forget that.
Very true. And
for Florida State, Miami is on deck. Virginia's lost in the. You know what? It's funny that because of the Cody Campbell Texas Tech thing, where they just bought everybody, lost in all of this is Kansas State and Virginia spending money on their roster. Now, Kansas State, it hasn't worked out. Virginia, it shows when you watch. You're like, damn, they can move the ball on offense. There has not been a game this year where I haven't been impressed with Virginia's offense. So I do think they're going to move the ball on them.
And I see the chat acting like we're crazy. Florida State's best quarterback they face is Ty Simpson in his first road game. Morris is a way better quarterback than Ty Simpson, and this is Florida State's first road game. This is going to be a dogfight.
And also, let's not forget that Tommy Castellanos. Now, in this system, I do believe it benefits him better than Boston College.
Yeah. But
it's not like the guy's had a spotless. Even Gus Malzahn, it's not like he's been killing it lately in college football when he hits the road specifically. No, I think this is a game they can definitely cover this thing. A little concerned about the Wazoo's defense. That's the only concerning thing to me was the NC State game. Now, NC State's offense can kind of cook though.
Yeah.
But NC State did go for 416 yards of offense there. Yeah, I'm all over it though. I actually think
500. Virginia can move the ball.
I actually think I like this more than the ECU game.
Yeah,
just because of if that go offense shit that they're doing at ECU, basically it's not a play. I mean, I would rather have Brendan Marion, but I'm just saying like they're going super quick, and I think maybe that could be challenging for Army, maybe. But and another thing is Army's at ECU. This one, is this thing gonna be sold out or not?
Yeah, that place. They'll be jumping Friday night for this.
They better be. All right. They better be. Come on now, Charlottesville.
Don't fuck it up, Florida State. Don't be looking ahead that Miami game. Castellanos would never drop a game he shouldn't, right?
And as Charles says in the chat here, under the radar, he got rolled up against in the Kent State game. So you wonder.
He's banged up too.
Yeah. I saw him. So yeah, I'm there. Let's go. The total is what did I say the total was?
Pull back up.
59 and a half. I would say over here.
Yeah, this should be a shootout. Both teams should be able to move the ball.
Yeah. Next up on Friday, once again, no FCS games, but this game is pretty fire as well. Major implications on the line, I would assume. Down the road here, TCU heading to Sun Devil Stadium, take on Arizona State. Arizona State currently laying 2.5. The over under at 55.5. It's all about the spot to me. As much as I want to take TCU, like if they played this in a week, I'd feel much better about TCU's chances. Yeah. You're coming off the iron skillet, the final iron skillet, and you go into Tempe. Kavorian Barnes didn't play last week. If Rob Donaldson's listening, I forgot to take him out of my DFS lineup, and that thing cost me money because the rest of my lineup did pretty damn good. But he didn't play. I don't know if he's going to play this game. I think it's a bad spot for TCU, man. That's a really emotional game you just played. Now you got to go to Sun Devil Stadium. It's a similar handicap for me than the Baylor game. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Sam Leavitt and Arizona State will prevail around that home crowd on a Friday night in Tempe.
It's gonna be.
Oh yeah. The fake tits will be bouncing. What are you doing here?
I'll lock up the Sun Devils. I'll fade them off iron skillet. I did Arizona State. I'll tell you what, man. They got hit in the mouth at Hale State in a kind of.
They should have won that game. They had a defensive breakdown.
Exactly. I was actually impressed the way that they fought back, and then they were tough at Baylor over the weekend, resilient. I think Arizona State's pretty damn good again. And Leavitt's a dog, although Hoover's a dog too. But this game will be.
Dude, these games are pretty fire this week. Even though I wish there was more of them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you though that I think that's the hand. I think it's just a bad spot for TCU coming off that. Like I said, I'd feel a lot better if they were playing in a week or two. But yeah, let's go. For these weekday games, I'm betting all of them except the Lincoln game, and I'm trying to bet the Lincoln game. Someone let me know.
Works up. The desert teams have been really good at home.
Yeah.
I don't know what Matt's talking about. Simpson was awful in that Florida State game. He was terrible in that game. You watch that game. Fuck those stats. I watched the game. He got his ass kicked.
Shout out to Julio in the chat. He goes, for the first time in 5 years, I agree with Colby and Mac on the first 3 games.
I haven't even been on the show 5 years, Julio. Just making up numbers over there. Shout out to you, Julio.
Well, I don't get break my head cold, but they're counting down 7-6-5.
I mean, how great! I'll ask you this in a second, but then the nightcap. Willie Fritz heading into Reeser Stadium in Corvallis. Why am I as someone that has Houston win total over 5.5 and Houston to make the Big 12 championship? I know this game's irrelevant for that one. But I want them to make the playoffs. But for some reason, I'm a little terrified of this matchup. I'm like, I think the Beavs is the play. 13.5 is the line. The over under is 47.5. I know Oregon State looks awful. absolutely awful. This era, like this, since Smith has left. But I think this is too many points on the road. Now, I am curious if the fans have quit. Like one thing, me and NC Nick were talking is like it's such a damn shame what's happening to Oregon State and Washington State in front of our face every single week. Like it is honestly to me the greatest or like the biggest tragedy in the sport. Each week watching these programs that have not been terrible in my lifetime, with have rich fan bases and rich traditions, be kind of pissed on. Curious about it's a Friday night though. What the hell are you doing in Corvallis? I know you're going to be doing mushrooms and doing other, do that shit on Saturday morning when the Beavs aren't playing. Get out. All right. Bring your homeless friend. All right.
I will be in during this game. Yeah. I'm going to hold my nose and take the Beavs. I'm going to hold my
I am too. I think it's a chippy game.
I can't lay 13 and a half at Houston on the road. I mean, come on.
Dude, I actually think the money line's live.
Oh, 100%.
I think the money line is live.
This would be such a Big 12 choke job game, and I like a team that could make the playoff just choke away this game. I mean, in Oregon State's last home game against Fresno State, who is 4-1, they like got 2 punts blocked, and that's why they lost that game. So they had they showed a little bit of life in their last home game. I think they'll compete here.
Well, and if I may also say, so far Oregon State's schedule,
it's hard as shit.
Cal 3-1, Fresno State 4-1, Texas Tech undefeated, Oregon undefeated. So is there a chance they're just a decent football team that just played elite competition?
They have the number one strength of schedule. I think you're crazy if you lay 13 and a half with Houston on the road. I like Houston. I'm high on them, and they got Texas Tech on deck.
I just want, it's a good point, the Texas Tech thing, but I just wonder what's the crowd turnout? B, what is the state of the Oregon State locker room? We saw Malik Murphy 2 weeks ago yell at the OC after getting your ass whooped so many times. I do wonder, that could be a problem, man. So it's like, I'm with you though. I think I take the Beavs. I'm probably going to end up. I've only bet the Beavs right now. I haven't bet the money line, but I think I'm going to take a stab at the money line.
I mean, let's be real. Everybody's killing them in the chat right now. They just lost in Lubbock and Eugene. Did you expect them to win either of those games? Those are 2 top 10 teams.
I mean, you guys got to be honest that the teams they have faced have all looked really good. I mean, I know Cal had the blemish last week, but they're ahead of schedule. I mean, Cal's almost, I think their win total was like 4.5 after the Ott transfer, right? So Cal is 3-1. Fresno State lost their opening game under a brand new head coach and have been undefeated since.
And Oregon State should have won that game. They got 2 punts blocked. That was the game where the fucking guy did the rugby fucking soccer kick and it somehow got ran back. That was the flukiest game of the year.
And honestly, Texas Tech, Oregon could be the national championship with the way these teams look so far.
And Oregon State covered against Oregon. Don't they? All those people who were on to take Oregon last week. Give me the Beavs covered, baby. Civil War.
I thought you were going to be on the Houston side of this. I'm surprised.
No way. I couldn't, man. I like Houston, but laying 13 and a half with Utah on deck, no way.
Yeah.
Nice Beaver.
Lock. Oregon State.
Hold your nose.
Plus 13 and a half. Sprinkle the money line. This is going to be a one. We're going to get a 1 star for this one. This is going to be a 1 star if we lose this one. Let's go. That's the slate of weekday games, right? It's a pretty good slate.
Yeah, Lincoln and Davenport.
But it's still a big fail. And this is why if you haven't checked out Cody Campbell, the mega booster for Texas Tech, he is. I highly recommend following his Twitter account because I know he's fighting the good fight for college sports in the future. I think everyone should check it out if you haven't got the chance to. But part of the thing is he wants to abolish the what the fuck is this act called? The Television Act of the College Sports Television Act of 1962 or something. And part of his logic is that college football is the second most popular sport in America by far, numbers wise, TV ratings wise, and they go to market because of this act in 1962. They go to they basically, like NFL, like the MLS, NFL, NBA, and shit. All of these leagues basically sell their rights for much more than college football, because college football has to go conference by conference. So if they abolish this, he's saying like we could schedule better, schedule more organized years in advance, and then we could go to market with TV and get a shit ton of money based on selling the entire package of college football, not a conference by conference thing. And we would have a ton of leverage because of that. And it's very fascinating because I look at this and I say, they did a terrible job this week as far like the games are good. I believe ECU Army is a very good weekday game. I believe Saudi Arabia State Virginia is a very good weekday game. TCU Arizona State. I even like the Houston Oregon State one, but I also think like we could have done a Wednesday game. We could have done multiple Thursday games. I even would have added a Friday night game on the West.
App State Boise.
App State Boise screams fucking Thursday night. They couldn't get this thing together. Come on. Who are we kidding here?
Yeah.
I had Dan Hawkins on this very show, former Boise State head coach in the late 90s, early 2000s. And he was saying we built at Boise State. We were the ones to contact ESPN and say we want Thursday night games. Boise's built their whole brand on Thursday night games. Virginia Tech, NC State, you couldn't have gave us that on Thursday. Virginia Tech's another one that I feel like built their games on Thursday. I know it's in Carter Finley, so NC State would probably have, but still, Washington State, Colorado State, come on. You're going to throw that thing on Saturday and it's going to get lost in the luster of just a shit ton of games. Tulane, Tulsa. I mean, there's a bunch you could do. UConn, Buffalo, I think is a pretty good game. Regionality. You couldn't throw that thing on Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, something. Failure. So give Cody check out Cody Campbell's thing. I think it's also like, I'm not even doing it justice. He does a much better deep dive on all college sports that I think it's worth your listen. So go check out that. I've retweeted a lot from the TCE account, but yeah, Mac, what's the game you're looking forward to most during the week?
Well, I mean, I want to go the one that we're going to just because it's Army and ECU. But like, if I just like, I got to watch this game, it's that one.
Yeah.
Because the winner probably has a nice track at meeting Texas Tech in Dallas, or I mean, there's no such thing as track in the Big 12 because everybody will get upset at some point. But that Arizona State TCU game, probably the two best quarterbacks in the league, Leavitt and Hoover.
Yeah. Right. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, that thing's
Rocco Beck's a beast. Noah Fafita's a beast, but
yeah,
I think you're probably right. Rocco Beck would be the only one I'd probably.
Yeah, two of the top.
Jalen Daniels is good, but you never know.
And it'll be lit in Tempe. It'll be fucking lit.
Shout out to Spencer England. We need some fucking college football on Sunday to outcompete the shit NFL. Amen. Back in the day, I don't know how old you are, Spencer, but the MAC 20 years ago, probably 22 years ago or something. I remember watching the MAC. The MAC would do a Sunday day game. Then they would kick it off like an hour or two before the NFL went. So if the NFL was going at 1, I think it was like 11 a.m. I loved it. But I guess I was like one of 6 people watching. But I'm with you.
Bring it back.
I just want to build the case before we get out of here. Like, Houston's still very much a lot. I mean, we'll learn a little bit. They're 1-0 in conference with the win against Colorado. We talked about TCU Arizona State, but I believe Houston's still a contender, and they're undefeated. So I guess this is not. What do you think about the Houston Cougars thus far?
I like them. I mean, they dominated that Colorado game, and they dominated Rice. I mean, Rice only has 1 loss. This will be kind of their first true road game, though, just because Rice is down the road.
Yeah. And then So yeah, I mean, we have odds on that. We think this is kind of a playoff game potentially. I know nothing's ever safe after this, but we think they'll have the inside track, the winner of this potentially to get to the Big 12 championship. This is one that I think I'm very interested in as far as I think if Virginia wins this game, we need to start having a conversation about them potentially getting to the ACC championship.
Yeah, because the NC State loss was not a
that was a non-con game, and you look at their schedule now. They're at the week after. If they were to beat Florida State Friday, they're at Louisville the next week. They're going to lose that game, right?
Yeah, they should.
But then they get a bye week. They're home to Wazoo. It's a non-con game. Who cares? But you look at the remaining schedule after that: at North Carolina, at Cal, home to Wake Forest, at Duke, and home to Virginia Tech. They should probably be favored in, I would say, maybe all of them, but definitely everyone but Cal and Duke. And Cal, they easily could be favored. So, yeah, dude, this is the biggest game in Virginia football in a lot, I guess, since the ACC championship with Mendenhall.
Yeah, now you're making me like Florida State. I hope we're not getting Maryland vibes on that one Friday night. Nah, Virginia's won some big games of the year. Maryland never wins shit.
And then the other side of this coin is if Florida State wins this, because one of the things I highlighted, I remember on both these previews, they're kind of similar because on Florida State's side, both these teams have super kind ACC schedules. So Florida State's remaining schedule, if they win this, obviously you got Miami on deck in Doak Campbell. But after that, you're home to Pitt, you're at Stanford, you get a bye week, you're home to Wake Forest, you're at Clemson, but that don't look that tough anymore. You're home to Virginia Tech, and then you're at the Pussy Pack, which I'm sure they'll find a way to lose. But because I feel like they always lose at Carter Finley. You would think the winner of this, I think, would have the inside track of potentially playing in the ACC championship.
Or at least right there to be a contender.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess with Miami and Georgia Tech looking the way they look thus far, you'd probably just say that. But if Florida State wins this, because you factor in that Miami's probably going to crystal ball something, right? Which game is it going to be?
Yeah, they'll lose something. Yeah. Like we keep talking about how Miami's like the cream of the crop, and on the trenches they are. But don't forget, this is the same guy that forgot how to run out the goddamn clock when all he had to do was take a knee, and then he ran it. They lost on a Hail Mary to Georgia Tech.
Yeah. I mean. And then you have this one, man. Army. So Army only has one loss in conference. Now that would be to a team that we do think, would you feel pretty good about North Texas being a contender in the AAC?
Yeah, especially after winning at Army.
Yeah. I mean, I do too.
They never won that game.
So that's a pretty big loss then. But ECU, if you look, bitch ball has won conferences before. Maybe it's your lucky year if you win this game. I don't know. The schedule's tough, but I do think that ECU, when I think about this offense, if you want me to be kind about ECU, despite vomiting 1,000 times over the past couple weeks, is that I do think ECU can really hang with Memphis and Tulane. I think they can. Just the style of ball that they play, I think they can hang with those two schools. I am more concerned about this Army game than I am some of these other ones that you would think. I'm concerned about the at Temple game. I think that's when I'm like, they're going to lose that. But I actually think the Memphis and Tulane games, I mean, it's at Tulane, so Tulane will probably win. But like, I actually think we kind of match up well for that game. I mean, if it was in Greenville, I would think we could win that game. But I don't know. At Tulane's probably a loss. But I just think, to me, the ones I fear most are the ones that you're like, if you can get through Army, I think they can beat Memphis at ECU. So there you go. Got you all fucked up now, folks, huh? You got no idea what I'm talking with ECU.
Hey, you think
don't
they
know.
storm in Charlottesville if they win? They should.
Probably.
Yeah.
They should. All right, folks. We'll be back tomorrow with the Bet Detective. Call the doctor because the Bet Detective is coming through. And we will be talking every single game on the Week 5 slate. Also, Thursday, we will have the DFS show with Rob Donaldson in the day. And then at night, myself, Moneyline Mac, talking FCS. Well, actually, it's probably going to be on Friday because we're going to be cherry bomb down there in Greenville, North Carolina. If I'm being honest with you, the FCS show will be probably Friday morning. Yeah, enjoy the next 24 hours. I wonder what other shit. I was not expecting it to be this much news in the past 24 hours, but hey, college football has been crazy. And also, hold on, let me see if I could give out a shout out to there was a great article on why everyone should start a college football program recently. I felt like I shared from the TCU account on what it does for your university, which you should check out. But also, if I can find this thing quickly, which I can't, I want to shout out Shawnee State for starting their football program. D2.
Let's go.
Yeah. Shawnee State starting their football program in Ohio, the great state of Ohio. They know football in Ohio. Shout out to them. George Mason, take notes. Don't forget, folks, the college basketball experience will be coming up right next with the Patriot League. You're getting me excited. You're getting me excited over here. Love the Patriot League. Colgate's won me a shit ton of money in my day. Coming up next on the college basketball experience, hop on over there. We also have the Sports Gambling Podcast talking college football in about 40 minutes. So we're just getting started here at SGPN. This is the college football experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here. That's a great comment.
You know you want to.